Right, so my video series is nearly coming to an end. I've got now pretty controversial videos coming out, and especially veteran window cleaners are obviously getting annoyed because you can tell by the thumbs down I'm touching nerves with certain people. So that's a good thing. Why is it a good thing? Because they're annoyed at what I'm saying. They're annoyed because I do things very differently, and because I do things differently, and I say that I'm 2, 3, 4, 5 times quicker, even if they don't believe me, it's annoying them. So, is this video beneficial for me? Is this series any good for me? Not really, because I'm getting people disliking what I'm saying and disliking me. These videos are for you to use to improve the way you work. Improve, and it's all about earning more money. So I already know the knowledge. I'm light years ahead. I'm giving you the information free. I'm not benefiting out of this at all. Financially, of course I'm not. I don't make money from YouTube. I don't make money from this. I make money from cleaning windows, and I clean windows very, very effectively. So, right, this is over a month old, and that's the damage that I've got. It's due for change. So, I watched Marcus's video yesterday. I watched it. Don't have time really to watch other people's videos because I'm so busy with life. And he said he's got this new solution that he's going to test out to prolong your rubber longevity. Newsflash: soap on the applicator, rub it in, start working. You've got the control, you've got the ability to improve your skills, you've got the chance to keep your rubbers from burring up, you've got less friction. That's done with, talked about. Right, so I'll give you a quick example of how I work. You've seen it all before. This window needs cleaning because the cat has been scratching with her paws. Right, not very wet, so it's took a long time to rub all this solution in. Right, that window's 100% detailed, free. All I've got is this down here. Right, so if anybody on YouTube, apart from Tradman, clean that window, what they got? What they got left? We're talking 100%. This is 100% done. Anybody else, if that window needs to be 100%, is having to detail the edges. If you've got 100 of these size panes in a row, and all I have to do is squeegee, and at the very last thing, this is called bleeding or crying, the windows are crying. The last thing I need to do, I'm going to let the atmosphere dry this as much as possible, and then just, if it needs cleaning up with a rag at the end, that's the last thing I do. I just concentrate on the glass, and then if it needs mopping up at the end, by the time you finish the job, walk back, done. Or do 5 windows at a time, let this dry, and then mop it up, and then do another 5 more windows. But normally I just do the whole job, and then if I need to mop up, by the time hopefully the first windows have been dried out, and I just have to put the dry cloth just over it, done. So Steve, he said he's annoyed with what I'm saying about the soap application, and I said, me and you, we work in complete different different wavelengths. We're on different levels. I said different levels is what I said. So I've got the control, I've got the ability, and I'm putting the squeegee in the best position as I can. If this window was bigger, then I'll be doing, if this window was turned around that way, then I'll be doing more of a circular motion, but it's more narrow than it is wide, so it's I did a more fanning motion. Right, so I said we're on different levels. I wasn't being derogatory or rude. It's I'm thinking like a scientist, I'm working like a high performance athlete. Sports science, the athletes, they learn the science to improve their ability in sports. I'm the highest performing window cleaner. I'm an athlete. I want to get the job done the best quality with the minimal amount of work, quickest amount of time. So that's how I think. I think scientifically, and I work athletically, as in getting the job done as quick as possible, using the performance of this squeegee with the positioning, etc. I've talked about it before. So Steve thinks that he's faster than me. Okay, so he could be right. He could be faster than me, but he's not quicker than me. He's nowhere near me in terms of how I get the job done. 100%. My 100% means 0 on the glass. One of his videos, he said he's 100%. Well, he's happy with a bit of water here and a bit of water here and a bit of water. That's okay. 100% is okay for me. So, this is not. I'm not being rude or derogatory or anything like that. I'm just trying to put a point across. He's working harder than me. He's using less sophisticated tools, and he's having to work harder, and it takes him longer to do. He's making more movement on the glass, so that time that I would be working, doing the same job, or if he's doing the same job as me, we're talking exactly the same job. I'm using my style of work, my types of tools, his style of work, his types of tools. He said that if this fell out of his door, out of his van, his truck, he wouldn't miss it. So if I missed this, I took a massive pay cut in what I earn. I don't know what anybody earns. We're not talking about money here, we're talking about productivity. How much work you can get done in a certain amount of time. So everybody's going to be earning differently. My price is very low, but I'm very quick. So when I get people say, well, if you've done that already, Bob, I don't believe you've done it. Let's go and make sure it's all done properly. I'm very quick. You just got to take my word for it. Why am I quick? Because I've got the soap solution. Now this annoys Steve. He thinks his way, he's been trained by someone else. His way, he doesn't need this soap solution, but he lacks the skill and he lacks the ability with the squeegee. He can't use these squeegees. Window cleaners, veteran window cleaners are so narrow-minded. They think their way is the best way. Whereas I use logical thinking, precision, positioning, coverage, control. Gives me the performance. I'm not trying to say, look how good I am. These videos are not for me. These videos are for you to use the skills that I use, the setup that I use, the tools that I use to make 2-3 times more money than what you're earning now per hour. So these fell out of my truck. I've took a huge pay cut. If these fell out of Steve's truck, well, because he hardly ever uses them, his pay's the same. But if he changed his thinking, his method, his working ways, his skill ability, you've got a key. I'm giving you a key, right? And most window cleaners, which I'll talk about in another video, you start off down here. Window cleaners, generally, there's average, okay? And you've got good average, you've got average, and you've got low average around this region. And then you've got, to get to this level, you need a key. And the key is what I'm giving you now. The key opens the door to allow your skills to get to the next level. So Mormon says, take your work to the next level. You can only take it to the next level if you've got the key. And the key is, what is it? You know what I'm going to say now. It's not your skill. To get your skill, you need the key, and that's your working setup. That's your soap. So the soap gives you the ability to get to the next level. So what information am I getting back from people? People who tried what I'm saying generally said, thanks, this has really helped me out, thanks. And I'm guessing most of these people are novice or just starting out window cleaners. But the people who's been doing it for 10, 15, 20 years, they don't want to listen to what I'm saying. They're not interested because they know better. Well, I started very for the first 2 years I couldn't even fan a window. Why? Well, I didn't even have a brass squeegee when I really first started. I was using a car bloody squeegee and an old busted squeegee that my dad used to use for some window cleaning work. Until I bought a professional squeegee, which is about 2 months into my window cleaning career, 10 years ago, I never even used a proper squeegee. But I couldn't use this squeegee because I couldn't get the ability. I was watching other people work and I was fanning the window. I was thinking, how can I do that? All I can do is this. That's all I can do. And then just dry the bloody tops or the edges. And then I found the key. The key was, stop wasting your time putting soap in the water, start adding it to here. If you want to keep putting it in the water, add it to the water, but start doing this. And then your skill level will just skyrocket. The tools that you're using now, whatever they are, they'll just become more easy to use, more user friendly. But it will enable you to get to using these types of tools, and then your work will just increase. So yeah, it's frustrating for some of you guys that listen to what I'm saying. It's really annoying, and the good news is I'm nearly finished my series. Now some people are thinking it's too long-winded what I'm saying, but I've took baby steps, and now the last few videos are getting really controversial because I'm saying this is the highest quality tool on the market. This is the best way to use the working setup. How I work is much more productive than how Steve-O works or how Luke and Rihanna work. It's just science. Tradman is the only window cleaner that I know of on YouTube that has applied many of the things that I've suggested to him. His skill level, his productivity, gone through the roof. What does he really only use? He only uses this. When you get to that high level, you don't want anything else other than this, because anything else makes you work harder, slower. It's so annoying for people to understand. These middle of the range guys who they know it all. I'm beating a dead horse. They just don't want to listen, and they think that they're in the same league level as I'm at. No, that you're not on the same level. How can you be? You don't have this key. The key opens the door for anybody to get there. But you're not going to get there if you keep doing the same things. What you're doing, keep doing the same things, you'll get the same results. But because I've got to the next level, I keep doing the same things, and I keep getting these results, and for me they're good. If I lost this, I've took a huge pay cut. Simple as that. Now, if I use the same tools, what Steve-O was using on that job that he did, that bagel shop, why would I be still quicker than him? Why? Because I would use the coverage of the glass with my squeegee. I've got that soap concentration. I'm doing a one pass. I'm not going over the same places 2 or 3 times. I'm using the coverage of the glass. So even though I'm using the same tools as him, I'll still work quicker because I'm thinking, I know the science, and I know how to perform. How do I get that performance, that real quality performance? It's from the soap. So this video is really coming to an end now. I've got this to go out, and then I've got a few others, and that's it. Because if I keep going on and talking more about advanced ways of working, people are going to start hating me. The veterans. Now, there are some veterans who are willing to listen and give things a go, and there's still people who've never used these, and now they've got the advice, the knowledge, and I've took very, very small baby steps, and now we're getting to very controversial things. 3 times quicker, 4 times quicker, 5 times quicker. I've got to also give credit to one more person on YouTube. Now the person I'm going to give credit to is Geordie. Now Geordie, he knows the theory of minimum movement, strokes. These tools just eliminate the water. So he knows the theory. What he lacks is the practice. So now it's cold over in the States. He's using these bottles with soap in, and he squirts it on there. Maybe he's got more soap in than normal now, or he's adding soap to the applicator. Now it's okay. You can get away with that. But when it gets hotter, then bottles just not. Then it's not saturating this washer enough. You need to dunk it first, and then if you don't want to take your bucket around with you, carry the water, carry the soap as well, or mix it all up, and carry the soap separate as well, and then you can get the jobs done quicker. If it's hot outside and this window's dirty as well, this is going to dry up very quickly. And we all know if this is dry, it's going to pull and snag. But he's got the theory. He knows it all. He just needs to start putting that theory into practice. And the only thing it really is lacking is the water. He needs more water. He knows the soap. His skill is top notch. You don't need to be you don't need to be someone like me just to get minimum movement done. That's very technical stuff. You just need precision and positioning as best as you can, and you get the job done so much quicker. So I mentioned what, 1, 2, 3, 4. I've mentioned about 6 people's names, all YouTubers. I'm not perfect either, so I've got my faults. But when it comes to handwork, not the pole work. The pole work you're restricted. You can only do certain things with a pole. But with the handwork, this is where my speed comes. This is where I can say 2, 3, 4, 5 times quicker, because I've got that positioning. I can position this. When you're on a pole, you can't do that positioning as well because you're restricted, and the higher it is, the more restricted it is. But this is where double-handed method, positioning, precision, that's where I get my skill. I'm not going fast. I'm just placing it in the right position, and I'm going. I go, I flow, and I make the money. And I've got this is stuff that I've learned in 8 years working, and I've been quiet for over 2 years, and I've been advised to talk about it. Most people like the information, but there's some people who just think that they're on this level, or on a high level of thinking and knowledge and skills, but in reality I'm breaking everything down for you, and anybody will, I'll explain things so anybody can understand. Look, there's always going to be people who are not going to like what I'm saying, but it's the truth. It's the truth, and just deal with it. Do I know everything? No, I don't know everything, but I do know more than most people when it comes to squeegees, ways of working, and the soap setup. I'm not struggling with anything. I'm just flowing and going. So what, 2 more videos left and it's all done.